She was the kind of girl that made you believe God had favorites. Amarachi Nwosu, 23, radiant, brilliant, and full of life, was the pride of her widowed mother and the nursing department of Uche University in Lagos. A fair-skinned beauty with a dazzling smile, she walked like royalty and carried the kind of grace that turned heads and won hearts. Even lecturers gave her standing ovations after presentations. The day before her graduation, she stood by the window of her hostel, smiling as she read the long list of awards she would be collecting the next day. Best Student in Nursing, Most Disciplined Female, Best Final Year Project, Student of the Year. It was as though her name had become a song on the school's lips. But songs, when sweet, attract both dancers and those who envy the rhythm. Amarachi had one true friend, or so she thought, her roommate and coursemate, Chidinma Iwize, dark-skinned, beautiful, with deep-set eyes that rarely blinked. Chidinma was the quiet storm in the corner. She laughed at Amarachi's jokes, helped her pick out outfits, and even massaged her feet when she was tired. But her heart was a boiling pot of secrets. No one noticed how Chidinma's smile tightened every time Amarachi's name was called in class. No one saw her clench her jaw as Amarachi's project got praised. No one heard the whisperings in her head saying, "You deserve it more. You, not her. You, not the orphaned princess everyone adores." And when Amarachi got nominated for a fully funded scholarship to study abroad after graduation, something inside Chidinma snapped. Graduation day, the sun rose like a crown over the Usha University campus. Families flooded in from every corner of Nigeria. Mothers in elaborate gale danced with pride. Fathers recorded the moment with trembling hands. The air smelled of jollof, fried chicken, and dreams. Madame Ebere Nwosu, Amarachi's mother, wore a green and gold wrapper with Amarachi's face printed boldly on it. Her eyes were wet even before the ceremony began. "My daughter, my joy," she whispered, clutching a Bible in one hand and a small calabash of oji, kola nut, in the other, an Igbo tradition to bless a child's achievement. Lecturers hugged Amarachi like she was their own. Friends took pictures. Even strangers congratulated her. But somewhere in the crowd, behind dark sunglasses, a man stood watching. He didn't belong to the university. His eyes scanned the stage, then the guests, then his phone. He texted, "Target in place, ready?" From her seat, Chidinma's lips barely moved. Wait until after she collects the final award. As the award ceremony reached its peak, the Vice-Chancellor took the mic. And now, the final honor. Student of the Year goes to Amarachi Nwosu. Thunderous applause. Amarachi stepped forward, radiant in her graduation gown, her mother weeping loudly in the crowd, shouting, "Chimu, God has done it! God has done it!" The Vice-Chancellor shook her hand. "You've made us proud, Amarachi. The world is not ready for your light." And just as she turned to face the audience with her certificate, bang! The sound cracked the air like thunder in a dry season. At first, people thought it was fireworks, until Amarachi clutched her chest, stumbled and collapsed in a pool of blood. Screams, chaos, running, blood, more blood. Madame Ebere fell to her knees, shrieking, "Amarachi, my daughter. God, no. Amarachi." The gunman disappeared into the fleeing crowd. Lecturers ducked. Students ran. The master of ceremony shouted for security. But Amarachi lay still, her white graduation robe soaked red. 3 hours later, Lagos State University Teaching Hospital. "She's gone," the doctor said. And in that moment, the world collapsed for Madame Ebere. But something else was happening too. Because tragedy in Lagos does not die in silence. It spreads like wildfire. News outlets reported, star student gunned down on graduation day. Bloggers speculated, cult attack, jealous rival. Lecturers held emergency meetings. The university announced a full investigation, and someone who had smiled the entire time was preparing to disappear. But the gods were watching. It was old Professor Udeze, a retired herbalist turned academic, who noticed something odd. He had taught both Amarachi and Chidima. Sharp man, always watching. At the staff condolence meeting, he asked softly, "Where is Chidima?" No one had seen her since the shooting. Her phone? Switched off. Hostel bed? Empty. Family? Unreachable. Then came the twist. CCTV footage. Though the camera had missed the actual shooting, it caught Chidinma making a phone call 2 minutes before the gunshot, her expression cold, her words hidden behind the noise. The police were alerted. 4 days later, an abandoned guest house in Aja, Chidinma was found hiding under a bed, her eyes red, hair scattered. Her bag was packed with foreign currency, a fake ID, and a plane ticket to Ghana. When confronted, she broke. "I didn't mean for her to die," she screamed. "I just wanted her ruined. I was tired of being the shadow." Her confession spilled like bitter palm wine. She got everything. Everyone loved her. Even my boyfriend left me for her. Do you know what it's like to be invisible? To work so hard and always come second? I just wanted to scare her, punish her a little. But the gods had already sealed her fate. 1 week later, Amarachi was buried in her hometown in Enugu. Thousands came. Songs were sung. Tears flowed like the Niger River. A talking ekwe drum was played throughout the night. The town's oldest woman, Mama Udo, sang a dirge. When light shines too bright, shadows plot in silence. The eagle flew too high, and envy clipped her wings. Madame Ebere placed her daughter's awards in her coffin and whispered, "Let your crown rest in peace, my child." The world was too jealous of your joy. Epilogue. Chidinma was sentenced to life imprisonment. The gunman still at large. But stories like Amarachi's don't end in death. Her name became a proverb in classrooms. Don't be Amarachi's friend if your heart is heavy. A scholarship was set up in her name, and every graduation day at Uche University now begins with one line. Success attracts envy. Be wise who you trust. Moral of the story: envy is a silent destroyer. Celebrate others without comparing yourself. What's yours will find you if your heart stays clean. If this story moved you, like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts below. Your support helps us share more powerful African folk tales.